Welcome to Guide to IELTS. In this video, we'll work on an essay in response to this question. Some people think that music plays an important role in society. Others think it is simply a form of entertainment. Discuss both views and give your own opinion. We'll follow the step-by-step process of first understanding the question, then planning it, thinking a little about the vocabulary we could use, and then using variety of idioms and phrases to write the essay using the points that we have figured out in our planning. First, understanding the question. What we need to justify is it only for entertainment or is it for something more than entertainment? So whenever we have questions of the category discuss both views and give your opinion, do you agree or disagree, are there advantages or disadvantages, is it a good or a bad development? In all these question types, we plan our essays in this tabular form. So it's easier to figure out which side has more points and accordingly we need to reach a conclusion. Now instinctively when I read the question, I already knew that I do feel that music has a bigger role to play than just entertainment. But what I feel is not enough. I need to justify it, which is where the planning comes in. Now, as far as the second viewpoint about music being only for entertainment is concerned, I could just write a statement that that is the primary or the main purpose of music, or that is accepted as the main purpose of music. And just write maybe that because in all the social events we use it or all the celebrations we use it. Throughout the essay, I'll keep giving you simpler alternatives to what I'm writing, and even if you use the simpler alternatives, you can still easily get a band 7 if you don't make any mistakes in your spelling and your grammar and use some variety of words, even if they are not big words. However, to make it a better essay, even entertainment is good for society. So, entertainment, social events, it helps people bond, it helps people to connect with one another, which helps the society. Music and entertainment helps people relax, again good for the society. Now we'll start working on the points for the other side, that is the importance of music in society besides just entertainment. We'll make quite a few points, but keep in mind that you don't always need a lot of points to make a good essay. If you have up to 3 to 4 points in all, both sides included, you can still write a good 250-word essay. If you feel you're struggling with the word count, that is, you're not able to reach the word count threshold of 250, try putting in some examples. Music is certainly for entertainment and social gatherings, but it is not just about fun. Music is also part of when we are grieving over something, when there is something sad happening, even then we have music. For religious gatherings, for spiritual events, in all of these also music is there and plays an important role, and these are not for entertainment. Second point, the connection between music and our traditions, our culture. In this, I will specify about folk songs and classical music, both of which are part of our culture and have been passed on from one generation to the other. In the next point, I'll work on the famous saying that music has no language, or that music is the universal language of mankind. Part of the practice of planning and writing these essays is how to use simple points in a way that we make them interesting, and also when we are writing in different ways, we end up using variety of vocabulary. For example, in this particular point, I'll use the point about music having no language to connect it to the fact that we are fans of artists and musicians from different parts of the world. But then I'll also write that because music has no language, we are able to understand and accept different cultures, which then helps in globalization. So in a roundabout way, I've connected music to globalization. Next point is about economy. Music is not only about entertainment. There's a huge music industry. Albums are being produced and sold. There are people who are working in this industry. So one, music industry helps the economy by providing employment, and second, it also helps tourism a lot of times. An example is music festivals. The last point we'll make is a very important point, that is the therapeutic benefits of music. The third writing step that I talk about, which is the vocabulary part, means consciously thinking about what synonyms you can use. So the first thing we do is we look at the words in the question and figure out what synonyms come to our mind. Some words like some people think are not the kind which are topic specific. That is, these are the kind of words which we come across in multiple essays. we should ideally already know the synonyms to these. But other words like music, society, entertainment, consciously think about what other words you can use. An important role, instead of the word role, I can write function, application. Instead of important, I can use words like significant, essential, necessary, and some phrases that I'll be writing, an integral part, an indispensable part. Besides this, there are many words and phrases we use which are used in multiple essays. A lot of them are transitional phrases, some of which I'll be using in this essay, such as moreover, in addition, transitional phrases like having said that, after all. These I'll keep pointing out as we'll keep using them through the essay. Now we'll start with the next step, which is the writing of the essay. The whole planning process should not take more than 5 minutes. However, this forms the foundation of any good essay. The basic format that we'll follow is, first we'll have an introduction, followed by discussing one viewpoint in the second paragraph and the other viewpoint in the third paragraph, and finally the conclusion. In this particular case, I'll write about music being simply a form of entertainment in the second paragraph. These are the kind of little tweaks you need to make in the basic formats to improve your essay. The first paragraph, the introductory paragraph. It is beyond question that music is an integral part of almost everyone's life. However, there are opposing views about the role it plays. Is it just a mode of entertainment or does it serve a larger purpose? There are simpler ways of writing this first paragraph. Two of these are on your screen. In these, I have just paraphrased the question in a much simpler way. The phrases and idioms that I have used in this first paragraph: beyond question, something that cannot be doubted. Second, an integral part of, that is something which is a very important part of. To serve a purpose, to have a particular function. Now there are many variations of this particular idiom. To serve a larger purpose, to have a bigger role. So in this one, we have asked, does music just serve the purpose of entertainment or does it have a bigger or a larger purpose? Another variation of this idiom is to serve the primary function or to serve the primary purpose of. This one also we have used later in the essay. Now we'll start the second paragraph, in which we'll talk about the primary or the most common function of music being entertainment. Obviously, there is no denying that music, both vocal and instrumental, and usually a combination of the two, serves the primary purpose of helping the listeners relax and enjoy. Observe a few things here. 1. Because I don't have any synonym for music, I'm working on ways to still add to stuff there. So instead of saying just music serves the primary purpose, I've written music both vocal and instrumental. Instead of saying that it entertains the listeners, I have said it helps the listeners relax and enjoy. Again, we have used two idioms here. One is to serve a purpose, which we have already talked about before. And the second is there is no denying the fact. This is another variation of an idiom we've used before, beyond doubt, which means something is confirmed or there is no doubt about it. Again, a simpler alternative is on your screen. Now, the rest of what I write in this paragraph is optional. You can choose to just stop here and start writing about the important role of music in society in your third paragraph. But I am adding to this by saying that entertainment also helps the society. So after this, I'll write, it is vital to all social events and celebrations. Having said that, entertainment does have societal benefits as it aids bonding among individuals. After all, when each unit of society is happy, society as a whole would be happy too. Notice a few things. 1. Variation of the word society. Instead of saying that it is beneficial to the society or it helps the society, I've written it has societal benefits. There is another alternative to writing this thing where I can say entertainment is beneficial to society as it helps people. Happy people translates into a happy world at large. So for society, I can use the phrase world at large. I can write society as a whole. Two phrases that I especially want to mention. Having said that, this is a phrase that can be used to replace however. It is used when we are saying something and then we want to contradict it. So even in the example, I've written that sports should be an integral part of school education. Having said that, interest of the student should be kept in mind. After all is a phrase that does the opposite of what having said that does. Having said that gives opposing viewpoint. After all supports the viewpoint that we have given. So if I'm using the same first sentence as an example, sports should be an integral part of school education. After all, as is famously said, a healthy mind lives in a healthy body. As is famously said is another phrase I use often whenever I'm using a famous quotation or a famous proverb. Even in this essay, when I'll write about music having no language, I'll use this phrase. On to the third paragraph now. We already have our 5 points ready, and now we'll start writing them. The first point about music being part of when we are grieving of religious occasions. On the other hand, I truly believe that in addition to entertainment, music has a wide range of applications which benefit both the individual and the society they live in. Simpler alternatives are on your screen. A phrase I want to highlight is a wide range of, or there's another variation of it which is wide ranging. A wide range of is different from many or a lot of, because wide range of covers variety of types. So this was our topic sentence. Now we start writing the first point. To begin with, music is not just a part and parcel of cheerful celebratory occasions. It is also crucial to grieving as well as devotional and religious gatherings, all of which hold the society together. The phrase a part and parcel of is a replacement of another phrase we've used before, an integral part of. In each of the points I'll be making, I'll be connecting the importance of music to the society. The question is not about how music is important for individuals. The question is about how it is important to society. For your essay to be completely relevant, to be completely on topic according to the question, you have to make sure that you have to mold every point to exactly what is asked. In this case, the importance of music to society. Next point about tradition and culture. Moreover, the fabric of society is held together through our traditions and culture. These also have music as an indispensable part, examples of which are folk songs and classical music. Things to notice here. I've used to begin with for the first point. Now the transitional word I've used is moreover to add the second point. Instead of just saying such as folk songs and classical music, this is another way of writing examples. Examples of which are. Another phrase I've used here is an indispensable part of. Similar to an integral part of, but stronger than that. Integral is an important part of. Indispensable part is something which is important in such a way that things cannot work without it. Fabric of society. Another very interesting phrase. Imagine society as a piece of cloth, and everything that forms a society is a part of the fabric of society. The customs, the belief, the culture, the relationships. Now we'll write the next point about music having no language. The transitional phrase we'll use now is what is more, which means the same thing as moreover. What is more, as is famously said, music has no language, which is why we find ourselves enjoying and admiring artists and their work from across the globe, irrespective of whether we can comprehend their language or not. This universal acceptance of music enhances understanding and acceptance of other cultures, which is the backbone of globalization. A simpler alternative to this point is on your screen, the backbone of, that is an essential part of something. Next point about importance of music in economy. In addition, another phrase which means the same as also or moreover. In addition, music industry with its brisk and varied business provides employment and boosts the economy. Even music festivals augment the economy by promoting tourism. Brisk business refers to any business where a lot of things are sold, a lot of money is made. Augment means to increase something. Last point about therapeutic benefits, the medicinal benefits of music. Last but not the least, music has scientifically proven therapeutic benefits which have long been recognized. Long been recognized means we have known these benefits for a long time. From reducing a patient's physical pain to alleviating stress and anxiety, music has found varied applications in the world of medicine. the words and phrases to notice in this. Last but not the least, I could also have used furthermore, also, but because I know it's the last point, I'm writing last but not the least. I could also have written lastly. Instead of writing music has scientifically proven benefits, I could have written research has shown or studies have shown that music is therapeutic or music helps in therapy. Alleviating means to reduce something bad. For example, we can say something helps to alleviate stress, something helps to alleviate pain. Varied is a replacement of a wide range of. Now we'll write the conclusion. In our conclusion, we could just write that in conclusion, based on the aforementioned points, it is obvious that music has widespread benefits which help the society. A better way of writing this would be, the fact of the matter is that there are innumerable widespread beneficial applications of music, many of which go beyond the comprehension of us humans. The fact of the matter or the truth of the matter is a phrase we use when we are supporting something we are saying or pointing out something that is not largely accepted. So what I've said in this sentence is that music has variety of applications, variety of uses, some of which are actually not within the understanding of humans. For example, the therapeutic benefits of music, how music helps to reduce pain. Scientists are working on it, but we still don't completely understand it. Next sentence. Therefore, in my opinion, entertainment is just one cog in the wheel of the considerable contributions of music in maintaining and elevating social cohesion. Cog in the wheel is an idiom which means that something is just a small part of a larger picture. So, entertainment is a small part of the larger function of music. To go beyond something, to do more than something. Elevating, increasing. Social cohesion means social unity, that is something that unites society as a whole. On your screen are some of the important phrases, idioms and synonyms that we have used in this essay and that we have discussed as we have written them. If you found this video useful, please like it,